Okay. Can I start? Okay, so this question you are supposed to find means you are supposed to find n. All right? So we have to go back to the formula. So what is the formula that we have for confidence interval? Yep, I posted on WhatsApp how to answer the question 9D.1, the question 9. Yep. So why we need to know this formula? The reason is because so we need to have this formula in mind. Okay, so based on this formula and based on the confidence interval given, can you tell me what is the width of the confidence interval? What is the width of the confidence interval? Okay, we will go by alphabetical order. Okay, Adrian, what is the width of this confidence interval? Can you tell me? Adrian Lim? Adrian, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, can you tell me how to get the width for this confidence interval? The question that we want to solve. Which two number? Based on this confidence interval, how to get the width of the confidence interval? Adrian, do you understand the meaning of the width? Okay, if I illustrate this confidence interval, if I illustrate as a number, that is how you go. So this is called the width. So for this confidence interval, the lowest is 148.3. The highest is 155.7. So what is the width? So can you tell me the length of this one, Adrian? Adrian?
7.4.
Okay, 7.4. How you get 7.4?
Minus the difference between them.
Yeah, the difference between, yeah, the highest minus the lowest. Okay, 7.4 gram, right? Good. Yeah. So that means the width, if I go by the formula, it will be 2 times the Z alpha over 2 standard deviation. Am I right? Am I right?
Yep.
Okay. So now our issue is, do we have this Z alpha over 2? So now I can say, okay, 7 7.2, right? And 7.4 equal to 2. So I have to find this. Do I have the standard deviation? Is there a standard deviation? For the
Yes.
population given to you?
Yeah, 16.5.
Yes.
Yes. What is it?
16.5.
Yeah, 16.5. So I have the standard deviation here. So I put here 16.5 over square root of n. So now I still got my z alpha over 2 that I don't know. So how to find the z alpha over 2?
Inverse, use standard score, the inverse.
Okay, correct. You use the inverse norm. I've stated clearly in the example that I posted. Okay, Mikia, can I know what is the corresponding z alpha over 2 for 92% confidence level? Mikia,
Yes.
can I know?
Like Z score?
I don't know. You just do and give me the answer. That's what I want. That's what I want.
I can't depict it.
Why you can't do it? You tell me. Do you have your handphone with you? Do you have the WhatsApp? Do you have the one that I posted for question 9? I've written down there how to get it. Can you please refer to that?
Is it
Can you
inverse
please
normal?
refer to that? I just post it half an
Is it
1 hour
inverse
ago.
normal?
Yeah, you just do it, okay? Follow that and do it. You don't have to tell me and give me the answer, please. You don't have to get the assurance from me. That speak by itself. So you just follow and do it.
1.4. 1.
1.4? No, it's not
1.41.
1.4. It's not 1.41. Okay, Emily, can you give me the answer?
Is it 1.75?
Thank you. So I think, Mikia, it's your responsibility to go through that. I written down there exactly what to do. So it's 1.75. So sometimes it's not that I don't want to repeat. I repeat, it doesn't help you because you don't know where to find the answer. So if I'm not there, you are not able to do. So 1.75. So now from here, do you think you can find your n? Can everyone now, based on here, and look for your n? Can you please? Take out your calculator and count. So I can say my square root of n is equal to 2 times 1.75 times 16.5, then divided by 7.4. Okay, then after that, you can get your n as you square both sides. Okay, have you got the answer? No. Is it 60? 60, yeah. Okay, let me count. 2 times 1.75 times 16.5 divided by 7.4. Then I square it. Yeah, do you get this? Okay, So I just want to let you know what you need to do is our sample size. When you talk about sample size, you always must round up. Whatever situation, you must always round up. Because if the sample size is too small, is smaller, then the confidence interval will be out from this range. Are you clear? So remember, for sample size, always round up. Round up, that means whatever value to the nearest whole number. So n is equal to 61. Are you clear?
Yes.
Okay, so good. Listen here. So now, when we talk about sample size, so if you don't, you have to go to the formula, you have to work it out. So is it good that we come up with a formula for sample size here, so that you can write down this formula and use it straight away in your exam? You don't have to do the rearrangement. So can you please write n as a subject for this one? So I will have square root of n is equal to 2 times of z alpha over 2 standard deviation of the population divided by the width. So I prefer to write down as a width. Yeah, so my n will be equal to 2 times the z score for the corresponding confidence level, the standard deviation of the population divided by the width, the whole thing squared. All right. So now, so this is the formula that you have to write down in your notes. This formula is for you to find the sample size. Okay, now I also can rearrange this formula into here. Can I do like that? So the width divided by 2, what do we call that? What do we call the width divided by 2? This is the one, am I right? This is the width divided by 2, correct? So what is the name we give for this one?
Margin of error.
Margin of error. So that means width divided by 2, we can also say is margin of error. So that means I can also write this as Z alpha over 2 standard deviation of the population divided by the margin of error. Square. So I will prefer to write down both in my notes, so that depend on what the question give me. All right. If the question give me the confidence interval, I have the width, so I put it inside here. So these two formula, I will write it down in my and I put a note there. I must always round up. So if you want the margin of error to be smaller, then your sample size should increase. Am I right? So that is how the sample size affect the margin of error or affect the width. Are you okay? So if without me teaching you, without me giving you the formula, you also know how to find the sample size based on this formula. So that is what we want from you. Not every formula I must give you. Okay, so now I'm going to give you another question. You try to work this out. Yeah. Okay, the questions is sound like that. Find the least sample size for 99% confidence interval to have a margin of error within 2.1, given the standard deviation of the population is 7.9. Okay, so if I give you this question, so what formula must I write down? What formula must I write down? Junjae. Junjae, give me, Miss Do, the formula. Junjae. I told you already, if you don't respond to me, your folio, each time you didn't respond, 1 mark gone. Junjae, I really record down one, I tell you. Junjae, tell me the formula. I just written down the formula. Just now I hold on for so long. Did you write it down?
Yes.
Yes. So which formula? Can you please read it to me?
Is it the G infinite over 2
What?
something like that? It's
What?
infinite.
Okay. Now I want to find n. Okay, give me the formula.
2Z.
2
No. Z alpha over 2, is it?
Okay, correct.
And then decimal forward. Okay.
Divide by
Divided
what?
by margin of error.
Okay, margin of error. So, Junjae, can you tell me what is Z alpha over 2 for this case?
Z alpha over 2.
Usually, I will write the Z alpha over 2 for 99, 95, and 90. I will write it down in my notes so that I don't have to get into the calculator and do it over and over again. Because these are the few common ones. Okay, Junjae, what is your answer? Z alpha over 2? Kamu tahu buat atau tak tahu buat?
Tak tahu.
You don't know how to do. Okay, Mikia, answer?
Yes. Okay, 0.1 minus 0.99 divided by 2.
Is that the Z alpha over 2?
1 minus 0.99 divided by 2 times.
Is that the Z alpha over 2? Should I put into my calculator the values? Where should I put it?
In inverse normal.
Junjae, did you hear that? I write, you don't read. I say you don't listen. So what you want me to do, Junjae? Can you feel how Miss Do feel now? Do you know, I feel very helpless. You are supposed to put into inverse norm. Okay. Jared, can you tell the class where to find the inverse norm?
You go to second vase and number 3.
Thank you. Now everyone know where to find inverse norm? I tell you, if this exam, all this, if you don't know, you, oi. So Junjie, can you tell me the answer? There are two form of calculator, correct? This is one of the form. If you have the other form of calculator whereby there is no center or left or right, then you have to do 1 minus 0.99 divided by 201. Okay, Junjie, answer please. Junjie, I call you once more. If you didn't give me the answer, I really will jot down your name. I tell you. You all forced me to be a very bad teacher. Okay, Junjie, tell me the value. You just follow this instruction and do, can or not?
Negative 0.125. Okay.
Negative, how to be negative 0.125? Do you put in inverse norm or not? When you put in inverse norm, Junjie,
I got 2 answers here.
you got 2 answers, so give me the answer, lor.
And then another one is 0.0125.
How can be 0.0125?
My calculator got problem.
Yeah, definitely you got problem. Is 0.99 now? Yeah. Oh, this one should be 0.99. Sorry, thank you.
2.5.
Yeah. This one should be 0.99. That one shouldn't be. You see my calculator. Okay, this one should be 0.99. Okay, so Junjie, sorry. Can I get the answer, Junjie?
2.57.
2.57. So you just take the positive value. 2.57 or 2.58?
57558.
58. 2 significant figure. Okay. Mikia, can you get the answer? Another person I would like to call is Kydrick. Okay, Kydrick, tell me what is the standard deviation? Kydrick, tell me what is the standard deviation?
7.9. 7.9.
Yeah, 7.9. What is the margin of error?
2.1.
Yeah?
2.1.
2.1. This formula must have the square, correct? So Kydrick, can you use your calculator and get the answer? I tell you, there will be a question on this, 3 marks. Okay. So Kydrick, can I have the answer?
Yeah, hold on.
What hold on? Have to be quick. Do you know I got a very important one to go through with you?
94.2.
94.2. Okay, so now you must write there. Okay, find the least sample size. All right, so n must be at least what number?
94.2.
Yeah, n can be point. N can be point. Sample size can have decimal.
95.
Huh? Kelvin? Kelvin? N
Yes,
must
miss.
be at least. Kelvin, give me the
Nine.
answer.
94,
Huh?
right? 94, right?
94, Kelvin. Do you know the meaning of round up? Here is 94. Here is 95. 94.2 is here. Round up. This is called up. So, Kelvin, N must be at least?
95.
Yes. That is the meaning of round up. Because you want it to be within. So that means your confidence interval must be from here to here, 2.1, here to here, 2.1. Within, cannot out of this range. So if you take 94, it will be out. So 94 situation, it will be out. Your confidence interval will be bigger because the sample size is smaller. Are you clear? So you must always round up. So the sample size must be at least 95. Get me? Okay, Anat? Okay, good. So you go and in charge of your exercise 90.2. Okay, 90.2. So now I want to teach you how to justify a claim using a confidence interval. So we are going to do exercise 90.3. I'm going to run through until question 4 with you. So we have only half an hour. So each question is 10 minutes. Okay, so can you please go to exercise 90.3? Page 278. Everyone got the question? Hydrick, you got the question?
Not yet.
Yeah, you got the question with you? Mikia, you got the question with you?
No.
No, so you don't ask. You see or not? You look at your habit. You don't have the question, then how are you going to do? I asked you to get your textbook. You don't have a question, you don't ask. You didn't even ask your friend to send it to you. You didn't even ask me to send it to you. Do you think you are doing the right thing? So that is your choice. It's not my responsibility to give you the question. It's your responsibility to go and get the question. You didn't ask? I don't think I should send it to you. I'm your teacher. You are not my customer. You are my student. So I have to teach you to be responsible. Okay, number 1. A random sample X has a population standard deviation. So the population standard deviation is 7. Okay, to test the claim that the population mean is, my claim is, the population mean is, I say is 50. So how am I going to justify the claim? So I have to get a random sample, and from the random sample, I get a sample mean. Then from there, I count. So now, so you have to do sampling. So sampling, huh? So we are talking about sampling. So I explain a little bit more so that when you write sampling. So everyone still remember what is the meaning of sampling? Everyone still remember what is the meaning of sampling?
Yes.
Yeah. Can someone read it out?
Sampling is you take sample after sample with the same sample size population.
From the same population.
Yeah.
Then from each sample, you count the
Sample mean distribution.
sample mean. So next, so you know the meaning of sampling, huh? Okay. So now, may I ask, is the sample mean distribution so I take it as normally distributed? Explain. Okay. Ibin,
Yes.
answer this question, please.
Yes, it is normally distributed
Because
because according to confidence level.
no.
Oh,
Try. I say the very powerful theorem.
I've written this, but I don't understand what I wrote.
Huh?
Is or according to
To what theorem?
Central limit.
Central limit theorem.
Then n equals to
60, which is more than
30.
Yeah.
Okay. Give us.
According to central limit theorem. Okay, the n in this case is 60, which is more than 30. So it will be normally distributed. So that is
Yes.
how you explain. Because we don't know whether the population is normally distributed or not. It doesn't say so. So depend on the population, then you decide which one to use. Are you okay? So it's normally distributed, then we can construct our confidence interval. So when we construct this confidence interval, what do we use? We use GC or use the formula? You use GC or use the formula? Marcus? Marcus?
Use the formula.
Why you use the formula? Did I say you use the formula faster or use the GC faster? You tell me.
GC.
Definitely use GC. Are you clear? Because why I must mention this? Because my past experience, my student, go and use the formula. You use GC, please. Please remind yourself. Whenever I ask you to construct the confidence interval for true population mean, please use GC. Do you know how to use GC? To get the answer, Marcus, can you tell us how to use it? Marcus, can you tell us how to use it? Aiyo.
You go stats and test,
Test, okay.
and then Z interval.
Yeah, you go to test. Then after that, you select number 7, Z interval, correct?
Yeah.
Then you key in your particular. All right, you key in the particular for this question. Okay. So the input you choose stack. Okay. The standard deviation is 7. The mean that they have collected is 49.1. The n is 60. Okay, so you have the confidence interval come out. Okay, they didn't come out like that. They come out in a bracket form, correct? Hello, do you get that? Okay, they come out in a bracket form. Okay. 49.1, 60. Confidence level is 95. So 0.95. So confidence level there, C level, you must put 0.95. You cannot put in percentage form. Then you go to calculate, then it come out. Okay. Nafis? Nafis?
Yes, miss.
Can you give me the value that shown by your calculator? I should did that right from the very beginning of the year. Nafis?
Yeah, I'm doing it, miss.
Can I have the answer? Nafis, you have a calculator or not?
Yeah, I do. Is it?
Don't have to ask me, is it? Just read whatever shown in your calculator.
uh, 47.329 and 50.871.
Thank you. So we have to write in words. We have to write in words. Okay. Rachel Chan. Rachel Chan, write in word. Say in word. You just say in word. We are. Put it in words, please. Rachel. We are. I thought all of you are very confident people. You have done a lot of presentation, correct? Rachel Chan, can you give me the answer in words? We are. Rachel, you want to respond to Miss Do or Do one? Rachel, it's not a matter of you save your file or not. Now it's a matter you remember how to save it or not. Or did you write down in your notes? I told you already, these are the important things you have to write down in your one-page handwritten notes. And during every lesson, you're supposed to have it.
I'm just going to type it out.
You type it out, no use. You get what I mean? We are
95% confidence.
Yeah,
that
95%
confident
confident
that the true is it the true population?
correct,
The true population mean rate.
the true this one they didn't give us the scenario.
Oh, no
So the
scenario.
true
Okay. Population mean
population.
can be as low as 47.329 and as high as 50.871.
Okay. So that means that one you go and write down. I wrote down already. I don't want to write again. So now I want to explain to you. So now, okay, before you try to answer part B, I want to explain to you what do you mean by this confidence interval. That means my population mean. Okay, so I can present my confidence interval as a number line. 47.3. Here is 50. You want to put 8 or 9 is up to you. So I'm not very particular with round up or round down, okay? So this is the confidence interval. That means my population mean can be any value between here. Okay, based on this sample mean of 49.1. So I predict my population mean can be as low as 47.3 and as high as 50.9. So it can take any value here. So if I say the population mean, my claim is population mean equal to 50. So when we justify this claim, part B, so we will use the word we have sufficient evidence or insufficient evidence. Okay, so this is 50 here. So can the mean of 50 happen? Can it happen? Hello?
Yes.
My question is,
Yeah, it
can
can.
happen, huh? So
Mhm.
can happen, we will say we have insufficient evidence to reject the claim that the mean is 50. I don't reject, but that doesn't mean it is 100% true. Why I say insufficient evidence? That means this evidence, this is the evidence that we are talking about. If I take another sample mean, it will be a different story. You get what I mean? Do you know the meaning of how to justify a claim using the confidence interval? So we have insufficient evidence to reject, but I'm not saying it is correct. I'm not saying it is 100% correct. Just this evidence said that it is right. Another evidence may not. This is exactly like when you are in the lab doing your experiment. This experiment give you a positive result. My next experiment, another person carry, it may not be right. Do you get me?
Yes.
So that's why we call it evidence-based. So now, if I now try to change the claim based on this confidence interval, I have this claim. Okay, I put in as a part C. You can write it down. Hello. Part C, okay, I say, okay. The claim is the population mean is at least 49. So based on this confidence interval, do we have sufficient evidence to reject this claim or not, or insufficient evidence to reject this claim? Okay, So I'm going to illustrate. I have no time to slowly ask you. So this is my 47.3 and this is my 50.9. This is the confidence interval. Okay, the claim is 49 and above. Okay, so how are you going to justify the claim? Is there a chance that the population mean less than 49? Is there a chance?
Yes, there's a chance.
Yes, there is a chance. So if there is a chance, that means based on this confidence interval, do I have a sufficient evidence to reject the claim? I
You
definitely
cannot,
got.
yeah.
Yeah, so I will say we have sufficient evidence to reject the claim that the mean, the population mean is at least 49 because the lowest possible population mean is 47.3, which is less than 49. Got it? So you reject because you say at least, but it can be lower than 49. So depend on the claim that I'm talking about. Do you get me? Depend on the claim. Are you okay?
Yeah.
So always remember, okay, you don't worry. Tomorrow we still got lesson. I'm going to discuss all this with you. Afterward the lesson, I'm going to get into proportion. It's the same. It's just that we're talking about proportion. So always remember, what is confidence interval? Confidence interval is you are using a sample mean, for this case, to predict all the possible value of population mean based on a confidence level. That is the meaning of confidence interval. Can or not? And we are tapping on central limit theorem, which say that the sampling distribution for mean, for sample means, is normally distributed. We are based on that theorem. So we come up with all the formula. So if your sampling distribution for mean is not normally distributed, then we cannot use this formula at all. Are you clear? There are some others. That one you will learn in university. If you take statistics, if you go into actuarial science, there are a lot more to do. I 4 years in university, correct? We have max paper. Every year, I also select a paper that is involved in statistics. And I tell you, sometimes you just sit there, you don't know what is the lecturer talking about. You have to go and study by yourself. Now you ask me also, I can't remember already. I have to sit down and study all over again. Hello, are you clear? So what is confidence interval? Confidence interval is the prediction of the possible true population mean, okay, based on certain confidence level and a sample mean that you got from the population at a suitable sample size.
Wait, so it's prediction of the sample mean, possible sample means.
Possible population mean. Based on confidence level and a sample drawn from the population with a suitable sample size. I thought if you all watch through the video, they will print out whatever I say, correct? Now YouTube can do that. Am I right? No?
Yeah, you can set like, what's it called, a timestamp, so.
I don't know. I'm not very sure. Okay. Can or not? So the other question we will discuss, we make sure we understand the whole thing first. If you understand what is confidence interval, then you will know how to do the judgment. Yeah. So that is called the inferential part of statistics. So that means when you write your report, that part must be in. Hello?
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't want to talk that much. You go and absorb all that. Yeah. Okay. I may take some time to do one of the question in your textbook. That's question 10 of exercise 9D.1, and I will add some question on it. Okay, I will try my best to put all the things that you need to know. Yeah, for those who cannot jot down the notes, then that may be a good reference for you. All right, if you read just now the one that I posted, I think I have write down all the things that you need to know, then only I answer to the question. Okay, I'm trying my best to help you, okay? So you have to help yourself, okay? Kydrick, Mikia, please help yourself. Can or not? Hello?
Can.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Miss
Right,
Dora.
thank you, Miss.
Thank you. That's fun.